What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is Our Kind of People, Season 1, Episode 6. So, yeah, this show is just a lot. Okay, it is a lot, and it is all over the place. I'm gonna give it to you the best way I can. Okay. So, Papa Poe, who last we saw was laid out on the floor having some sort of attack or some kind, seems to be perfectly fine this morning. He yelling at the people. He eating himself a soft-boiled egg. And he done called Chocolate Thunder into his office to let Chocolate Thunder know that he saw him and Andy sneaking about his office the night that he had this little attack. He said, is this the reason why? The cameras done went dark? And he was like, look, man, Angie's a good person, and I just couldn't be a part of it. You really should just get to know her and just try to be her daddy, And he was like, listen, I need trust, okay? And trust is important to me, and if I can't trust you, I can't use you. He said, and there's no better person in the world that I trust to be around my daughter than you. All right? And he did the same thing. He was like, oh, so we good? Like, you ain't mad? Oh, Lord. So, it is still cotillion week, okay? And we are all getting ready for the cotillion. We are at some sort of, at the Grace Cities meeting, and everybody is there. And who else is also there? Morris Chestnut's ex-wife, the one that he asked to do the research for him, who his mama said, are you sure you want her around? Because, baby, it took us a whole lot to get rid of her the last time. Now, listen, I'm going to go ahead and lay this whole storyline out because I can't. Well, this is what it is. Allegedly. Well, not allegedly. But that's Morris Chestnut's first wife. Now, it seems like they were married less than a year. That's who he really wanted to marry. But then he ended up marrying the one he ended up marrying because she was the one that was the most acceptable. Acceptable. It seems as though his ex-wife was like the daughter of the local fisherman, and she is Puerto Rican. No, that's a lie. She's not Puerto Rican. She's Latina. Okay, and the reason why I say there's a difference is because he thought that she left him, and his heart was broken, and so that's when he hooked up with his current wife. But come to find out, the mama actually threatened her to leave town and paid her off. Now, Morris Chestnut never knew nothing about that. Morris Chestnut thought that she had just left him for whatever reason she had left him. And she was like, no, I didn't leave you. Your mama threatened to have my parents deported. That's how I said she must have been Latina. Your parents threatened to have your mama threatened to have my parents deported, and then she paid me. He was like, well, first, she was like, she paid me. He was like, oh, so that's all I was worth to you? You could just be paid off. And she was like, no, and she threatened to have my people deported, okay? But she said she never cashed a check and showed him the actual check. Now, that's the whole storyline. Listen, I'm going to get back to that. So, of course, his wife is not happy to see the ex-wife at her Grace Cities meeting. Now, come to find out, Miss Maliqua, she's a part of the Grace Cities, the Manhattan division. She's like an anchor on CNN News. She's like some sort of economy anchor or something like that. So she's made good for herself, right? And that's a whole love triangle. See, here's the problem with Our Kind of People. They have put 5 seasons worth of storylines into one season. It's too much. Like, this is a great storyline, but you could have had this storyline evolve over time. You could have had her show up at the end of this season going into next season and left it as like a cliffhanger. But you done gave us the whole damn thing in this one episode. So now we all sitting here like, what? Huh? That don't make no sense. Now, down to Eve's Crown, she is selling out, all the town that came through to buy her products to see what she got going on. She got the whole store set up. Her daughter was like, listen, when I signed up to be the face of Eve's Crown, hell, I thought it was going to be a little more glamorous than running the cash register. But it's good to see that the business is doing well, Now, Eve is talking to Aunt Peggy about the fact that they got a hold of her father's, the journals that they were looking for, and she said, we're going to get to the bottom once and for all of what was going on and how my mama, who was really running them drugs out of Anchortown. come to find out, Chocolate Thunder's daddy, that's allegedly where he got killed. Some crackhead done shot him when he was down there collecting money for Teddy. And Teddy has been so he has been so guilty about it all these years. That's part of the reason why he took Chocolate Thunder under his wing and took care of him, because he felt bad. He was like, he was my bodyguard. He shouldn't have been my bill collector. I shouldn't have had him down there collecting the bills. But what I did notice is Aunt Peggy's face when she started talking about drugs in Edgertown, and they started talking about Chocolate Thunder's daddy. I said, Aunt Peggy, you all up and through this. You are all up and through this. See, when this whole show started, I was thinking that Peggy was just the sister that lived in Boston that didn't know what was going on down in these parts. But now I'm realizing, Peggy, you got a deep well. I figured out when you knew it was a dead body and you killed that dead body. I definitely knew you was deeper into it. But now I'm starting to feel like, okay, you might have been the one running the drugs and your sister caught the rap. I don't know. It's a whole lot to this, okay? But again, it's so much, y'all. It's all over the place. It's so much. I can't freaking keep up. Then, Nikki then got called down to the beach by the girlfriend. Now last week she was supposed to be escorting the other girl to the cotillion. Now she asking Nikki, can I escort you to the cotillion? And I'm like, girl, you a hoe. You just jumping from and they sisters. You just jumping from sister. No, they cousins. They cousins. You jumping from cousin to cousin. It's just not cute. But anyway, they made a big deal about her asking them to escort to the cotillion. I still maintain that is just not realistic. I'm sorry. Call it what you want. Call it archaic. You can call me that, but it ain't. That's just not realistic. That will be okay and that will be a go. That's just a no-go. I'm just telling you. You ain't got to like it. You ain't got to agree with it. I'm just telling you what it is. But whatever. So they going to the cotillion together, child. Now, Papa Pope, a.k.a. Teddy, he shows up down the East Crown to, reassure Angie that he really is legit about trying to be granddaddy of the year, because he is going to escort Nikki down to the cotillion because we know she ain't got no daddy. And then, he was like, I wish you would just give me a chance. I wish you would give me a chance to prove to you that I'm really trying to be your daddy. I'm really trying to make good and make up for lost time. Now, when he rolls up on her, she's reading his journal. Why are you sitting out in the open reading a journal you done stole? And why don't you recognize your journal? Like, it is very distinct. Why do you recognize that was your shit? Anyway, then he pops on her, oh yeah, I want to, I've tried everything to win your trust. I've tried everything to let you know that I really care about you. Well, maybe this will work. How about this? I got this letter from your baby daddy, and he wants me to get him out of jail. And guess what? I made a couple of phone calls. I talked to some people. I checked in with some friends. And guess what? I can do this. He was caught up in that whole, drug culture situation. He was overcharged. He's been up for parole twice and they keep denying him. I know some people that know some people in the right places. I can make this happen. What you want me to do? And Angie was like, whoa, wait a minute. Hold up. And Nikki don't know that's her daddy. Matter of fact, I told her daddy dead. She don't even know her daddy alive, much less in jail. I gotta think about this. He said, well, I need you to think quick. Like, this not something that we could, he said it's gonna take a couple of months, but I need to get the ball rolling. But I'm telling you, I think this would be a great thing. Nikki need her daddy. We can make this happen. And of course, she ain't feeling it. Oh, what'd I do? Okay, I'm back. So, Lord, let me get the name. Now, Lauren, on the other hand, I had to get her name, y'all. Lauren, on the other hand, is heartbroken, honey. Lauren is laid up in bed looking at the pictures from the beach with Taylor and Nikki, and she is in her feelings. Her mama come busting up in there, is like, no, man, Pam, you got yourself kicked out of cotillion, now you get to work all summer, okay? And you be all right. Your heart is broken, but guess what? There's another Taylor they're like buses. Every 15 minutes, another one comes down. So go ahead, get yourself together, get yourself up, and let's move. Now, down to the beach, Angie done met up with Chocolate Thunder, and she was like, hold up, you done told Teddy about us? He said, Teddy already knew. Child, he heard us coming about his office. he said, have you learned anything in those journals? And she was like, no, not really. Like, so far, there's really nothing here, but I gotta, I definitely have got to get more information. And she mentions, Bridgetown, whatever. And of course, that perks up Chocolate Thunder's interest because he's like, wait a minute, hold on. That's when my daddy got killed. Let me read them journals. Let me get some of that. Okay. Then once again, he reminds her of how good of a man Teddy is and how she should really give Teddy a chance. He's trying to be a dad. He's trying to be, trying to be there for her. And you really need to give yourself an opportunity and open up to it. Now, Teddy is down to his compound getting himself together for the cotillion. And, of course, he still got the tremors. And he done already threatened the doctor and told the doctor that it was no big deal. It was just a little bit of a side effect, him laid out on the floor. And the doctor was like, I don't know. If it doesn't get better, I'm going to have to, take you off that medicine. He was like, you take me off that medicine, I'm pulling my funding from your clinic. Okay, we're not playing that game. I got to do what I got to do. It's not a big deal. So, daughter come through, and now they are scheming on Angie. Okay, they are back to that. How we gonna get rid of her? How we gonna get her out of here? What are we doing? Like, are you really trying to play Daddy of the Year? You really, I thought the plan was we was gonna get rid of her, but I feel like you starting to kind of like her a little bit, and you really kind of getting into this. Y'all, I'm so confused. She was so dead set against her dad in that first episode, calling him all kinds of horrible human being, scum of the earth, this, and this, and this, and that. I'm not understanding why she all chummy with him now. I don't know. I'm so confused by that, y'all. So then he brings up the fact that, we're going to get Angie's baby daddy out of jail. It wouldn't be a bad look. We do a little work with the Innocence Project. It'll make us look good. It'll add a little bit of something to this stadium situation we trying to get done. And they agree that they going to make it happen, right? Then we see Morris Chestnut roll up on his ex-wife. I don't already gave y'all the breakdown. But he rolled up on his ex-wife and was like, yo, what you doing here? She said, well, you wanted me to get information on Teddy. How, the best way I could do it is to be in the thick of things. He was like, listen, I want you to get information on Teddy, but I don't want you here. Like, you causing problems. Like, let's understand. I want to go after Teddy. I'm going after Teddy. I'm not going after. I love my wife. Okay, me and my wife are good. So I'm gonna need you to. I feel like you up to something, and I'm gonna need you to get it together. And she was giving him the whatever look. So then we see Papa Pope, aka Teddy, hanging out with Nikki. They practicing their dance. And Nikki was voted most congenial. And because she was voted most congenial, she now has to give the letters from the father speech. And Papa Pope is giving the letters to the daughter's speech. Right? Another part of the cotillion rite of passage situation. And she was like, hell, how am I writing letters to the dads? I don't even have a dad. I ain't never had a dad. I don't know nothing about writing no letters. I don't know nothing about no dad, no love for no dad. I don't know nothing about all of that. And so he's giving her some advice, just speak from the heart. You be all right, And then Nikki and her cousin, I want to say Jordan, but I know that's not right. Lauren. Lauren tries to play nice with her, but I'm sitting here like, girl, I don't know about all this playing nice, because at the end of the day, I took your girlfriend, and then I got you kicked out of cotillion. So I don't know about this. I don't know. But I'm gonna keep my good eye on you, okay? Now, down to Eve's Crown, Big Sister done went down there to go check on Little Sister. Little Sister Angie, aka Angie, was giving out coupons and stuff down to the Gracities meeting, 20% off. So she go down there under the guise of, trying to support her sister. She goes down there to basically talk her into, once again, why don't you give Daddy a chance? I think he's really trying, and she's like, listen, I don't know if I can trust it. I don't know if I can trust it. Hell, I don't know if I can trust you. And, basically trying to convince her that it's a good idea for them to get the baby daddy out of jail. Now, they've convinced themselves that the baby daddy coming out of jail means that Angie and him are going to get back together, which is going to break Angie and Chocolate Thunder up. And the daddy is like, once they break up, I'm going to get my soldier back. Because right now, he is a little, got his nose wide open. He ain't really doing what I need him to do. I need him back on my team, and this is what's gonna make it happen. So baby daddy ends up talking to Angie, and Angie is like, listen, I don't know if I'm ready for this. He's like, what you mean you don't know if you're ready for this? Like, bro, I'm the one that's been sitting up here in jail for the last 20 years. I ain't been a part of my daughter's life. I've been sitting in this cage. Like, if I got a chance to get out of jail, I'm gonna take it. Okay? And it really, you know, you're just gonna have to deal with it. Because again, at the end of the day, the big problem is the fact that you ain't told Nikki that her daddy is alive, okay? Then we had the showdown between Morris Chestnut's mama and his ex-wife, and that's when we get all the information about how she paid her to leave town. She was like, I ran you out of town once, I will run you out of town again, okay? So then we see that Lauren has decided that she's going to take lemons and make lemonade, honey. She just started a charity where she's going to clean out her closet and sell all her old clothes to try to raise money for the less fortunate and this and that. And her mother was like, you know what? I think you have learned your lesson. Girl, go ahead and put your cotillion gown on. You back in. I convinced the Gracities to give you a second chance. Child, whatever. So the night of the cotillion is here, and Angie shows up with Aunt Peggy. And of course, Teddy plays nice, while Angie is standing there. But as soon as Angie walks away, baby, he let Aunt Peggy know some things like, listen, I'm surprised that you bothered to show your face around here because, some of my maid, my wait staff, my maid, my housekeepers, they've been around for many years. They might remember you. You worried about my secrets coming out. You might want to worry about your secrets coming out. Well, then, baby, whatever he said, it must have hit home because all of a sudden, Aunt Peggy was sick. She didn't feel good. She had to go home. I said, girl, what? Because one minute you playing hard like you ain't scared of him, and the next minute you running and tucking your tail and going in the opposite direction. So then we have a moment between the ex-wife and the current wife, baby, and the ex-wife lets the current wife know, your husband did not dump me. I dumped you. You're the rebound. And of course, baby, current wife did not know that she was rebound because all these years, current wife, Morris Chestnut done told current wife that she was his choice, that he got rid of her for him. He got rid of the ex-wife for the current wife. So now she's like, oh my goodness, I done turned into, so I'm the rebound? Bitch. So now she mad and she giving Morris Chestnut the side eye all night like, okay, this what you doing? Now, the cotillion girls come in with their escorts, including Taylor Child. And they do a whole, they started off doing their waltz, which of course is what they were supposed to be doing. Then they broke out into a whole freestyle. Well, it wasn't a freestyle. But then they broke out into this whole dance. You know how y'all have seen on, at the weddings where, they start off doing one dance and then they turn out into a whole little dance break. The DJ put on some hip hop music. It was a cute moment, but baby, Morris Chestnut mama was not here for it. Okay, you can see it written all over her face. She was not feeling it. She was not here for it at all. But of course, everybody else thought it was cute, and it was cute. Okay, baby, current wife done rolled up on Morris Chestnut. It was like, let me tell you something, bruh. Okay, you did not tell me that I was the rebound. You did not tell me that I was the afterthought. I don't appreciate it and I don't like it. What you gonna do is you gonna get her up out of here, and me and you got some stuff to talk about later. Okay? And of course, Morris Chestnut's like, this, here we go with this bullshit. Okay? He's like, I knew it was gonna be some bull hockey when she brought her ass to town. So Papa Poe gives up and he gives his speech, yada, 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 Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. Nikki gets up and gives her speech, yada, 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 Buddha, Buddha, Buddha. Okay. Then Calvin is sitting in the car reading through the journal, and he comes across where it says that his daddy died in the car from a gunshot to the head. Not the way that he had been told his whole life that he died. So he calls Angie and says, hold up, me and you need to talk because I'm reading through this journal and it is describing my daddy died in a whole different way, and Papa Pope has something to do with it, more to do with it than what I thought. Okay, then when Papa Pope was doing his little letter to the daughter situation, he gave a special shout out to Angie, but he ain't getting no shout out to his, real daughter, and she is not feeling that. She is feeling some kind of way. First, she found out that her husband, that she really his rebound. Then she found out that Daddy, Papa Pope, ain't give her the shout out like she thought she was gonna get. Girl, he playing the game. Like, why you mad? Why you in your feelings? You know y'all playing her, right? Y'all know y'all playing this whole situation. Girl, if you don't go sit down somewhere and calm down. Anyway, her dress was bad, though. I loved her dress, okay? I loved her dress. So, when all of this is over, said and done, the cotillion is over, everybody had themselves a good time. Baby Chocolate Thunder then went, and he done confronted Papa Pope. And Papa Pope was like, oh my gosh, are you really doing this right now? Are you really tripping? Listen, I ain't want to be the one to tell you, okay? But please understand, at the end of the day, your daddy killed himself. And we lied about it all these years so your mama could get the insurance policy, and we didn't want her to have to deal with the embarrassment that he actually killed himself. So yeah, the story I told you was a lie all these years, but it was to protect you. I was like, I don't know about that. Excuse me. Then Papa Pope gonna spring it on Angie that her baby daddy is getting out of jail like that night. We see the guards come and get him out his cell, and of course Angie is pissed off. But let's be clear. Well, I'm gonna get to that in a second. She's pissed off, and she ended up going off on Papa Pope. And Papa Pope is like, "Well, damn, what is wrong with you? I thought I was doing something nice. I just can't make you happy, and I just don't know what to do." Now, granted, he really is playing her. But on the surface, it does look like, damn, girl, what you want from me? So she goes home and she confronts Aunt Peggy. Now, Aunt Peggy's in a bad mood for a lot of reasons, like I said, because Papa Pope done pulled her whole card, and she's feeling some kind of way. But she lays Angie out. She says, let me explain something to you, little girl. You're not mad because your daddy is trying to do something nice for you. You mad because you've been lying to your daughter for the last 20 years, and now you stuck and you caught in your lies, and you're going to have to come clean. She said, and you're going to come clean tonight. You're going to come clean tonight. You're going to tell that little girl who her daddy is and where her daddy is, okay? Now, while Chocolate Thunder is confronting Papa Pope, he passes out. And who comes running up in the house? Baby daddy. I said, what? He done got out of jail, took a shower, got dressed, and got all the way to Martha's Vineyard in the time it took them to have a cotillion. Child. So, Morris Chestnut rose up on his ex-wife. It's like, bruh, I told you don't come to town starting no shit. Me and my wife, I love my wife and we good. And you done been in town less than 24 hours and now she mad at me, okay? Over some shit that happened 20 years ago. What is wrong with you? While they having this little argument conversation, that's when he ended the phone call to let him know that Papa Pope is down to the hospital. So they end up going to the hospital. And of course, he's going to walk into the hospital with his ex-wife. That's not going to be a good look. And that's where the episode ends, where everybody down to the hospital and Papa Pope then passed out. The medicine that he's taking that his doctor told him to stop taking. Y'all, it's a whole lot. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. It's all over the place. But let me know what y'all think. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.